Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm Ray, the One-Eyed Piper. Good to have you here. Thank you for coming. So today, I want to talk about a tobacco review. Gonna make it kind of a short video. I'm gonna do like a half a bowl type of deal, and it's something that I've, other personalities, I guess you can call it, on this channel, or on these channels, excuse me. Have reviewed and had their different takes and whatnot about it, and I just kind of want to throw my 2 cents worth in, I guess. So without further ado, Haunted Bookshop. So uh, I've read the reviews on it. I got it in the mail the other day, um, along with Bob's Chocolate Flake, and being a chocoholic that I am, boy oh boy, I'm looking forward to reviewing that one with you guys. But anyways, obviously, Haunted Bookshop is it's made by Cornell and Dale. Uh, Being that I'm blind in one eye and can barely see out the other, I, uh, I have to do the bold print on the tablet. So that being said, one thing that a lot of the reviews have said about this product is it's that it is a number one, it's a burley, a Perique, and a Virginia. So I'm looking forward to tasting a Perique. I've had burley, I've had the Virginia, but I've never really had a Perique taste. Um, I hear Perique can be peppery, so I'm looking forward to that. I dig pepper, so if it's kind of got a peppery, spicy undertone, which I've heard in the reviews that it does, looking forward to that. If it makes me cough, it makes me happy. So, that being said, it's a coarse cut product. Basically, it is a burley based product. So they're saying the profile on the product itself is kind of got a medium strength. Not a lot of flavor per se. See, I disagree. I'm kind of a purist at heart. I like tobacco for tobacco's sake. So to me, flavor is there no matter what. So that being said, it says it has a tolerable room note. As I said in my past video, I smoke outside, so there you go. And it's got a medium to a full taste. Again, looking forward to it. So let's pack up a bowl together, and let's give it a taste, see what we think. So now today I'm going to be smoking it in my Missouri Meerschaum freehand that I did a few modifications to, kind of made it jokerish, for the season, so to speak, a little Halloweenish, purple and blacks. I've also modified it, did the mud on the inside. Basically I scraped out the excess, added some mud, let it sit for about 3 days, and then fired it up, and I've been using it ever since. I love it. One thing that I do like, and this does have an acrylic tip, mind you, so I like using the softy bits. I've got some partial work that's been done in the back, and I tend to grind rather than clinch, and I don't want to break anything. So I like the softy tips for that particular reason. I know there's a few folks out there that don't care for them and haven't spoken highly of them, but to me, it's a food grade substance. They're designed for smoking a pipe, and you're not dealing with a lot of the harsh chemical rubber products that, or well, let me rephrase, products that are in rubber based items. Again, food grade design, and that's specifically for pipe smoking. So that being said, let's load this pipe up. Give me a moment, folks. Wow. I do let's get the cap off of this. Wow, that's I like the smell. I think it's right out of the tin. It's good. It's not goopy, which is nice. You know, it is a coarse cut, obviously. I like it. It's not. It looks like it might burn very well. So let's load it up. Now, you know, when I first started smoking pipe, you know, I ran into all kinds of different scenarios when it come to loading the pipe, you know, and then so naturally, you know, what do? You turn to YouTube or, you know, whatever source is available to you at that time, and that way you can, you know, figure out how to start your pipe and get it going, and, you know, all that fun stuff. And, you know, you hear all kinds of opinions. You know, this is just mine. I like to put the tobacco in the pipe. I like to take my thumb, push it down just ever so gently, and then kind of twist. And then there's, as you can see, I don't know if you can see inside there real well. I apologize. But as you can see, it's got a nice pack. Now, with a meerschaum pipe, or cob, rather, you don't want to, and this is something I've learned in my short period of pipe smoking, you don't want to pack a corn cob tight. It has a hard time burning. I don't know why it peeves it off so, but it sure does. So, that being said, it's about as deep as I'm going to go into this. Let me cap this up, because I am, again, outside. And normally when I load my pipes, I do it inside, and then I bring them out and smoke them. So there you go. Another thing too, for the novice out there, like I was, or am still, I'm still doing a lot of learning. When you do the first light on your tobacco, and this is just my personal experience, and I know other folks have talked about it, and I get it. I get these stragglers up here. You guys ain't going nowhere. What you want to do is you want to see a rise, and you want to see the tobacco raise up in the pipe as you're lighting it the first time out the gate. Then you want to tamper it down, or pat it down, as I call it, and then hit it again, and then you'll hit that sweet spot. You'll know it. You'll know it when you feel it, folks. I mean, you really will. You kind of, it's kind of, best way I can describe it, it's after frosty is melted and it's liquidy, but yet it's not to the point, it's not a malt and it's not a shake, but it ain't no Coca-Cola. Right in between that Coca-Cola shake, that's what I call the sweet spot. Kind of liquidy, but not like you're sucking on air, like you're sucking through an air straw. You're getting that, you just feel it. You'll see. And it does, it takes time. It really does. Especially, you know, when you're fresh to this industry, you'll feel it and you'll understand completely. So, that being said, let's fire this puppy up. That's what I'm talking about. See the tobacco rising right there? It's raised up some. So we'll let that burn just for half a second. I like using my little cheapy tamper. It's nice. I've got one that I use on the Meerschaums. It's more of a rounded over. It's kind of a rose colored. One of them Amazon purchase deals or something or other. But it's not as, doesn't have that. It's more round, you know, more like on that level. I just don't want to scratch the inside of the bowls of my Meerschaums, so that's why I got that particular tamper. This one here, this will work on my cobs, my briars, you know, you name it. It serves its purpose and it does its job. So. I do like the freehand. It's a good cob, good burner, deep bowl. So, you know, if you're gonna light one up, there's my dog barking. Sorry. If you're gonna light one up, and you're gonna put a lot of tobacco in this, be prepared for a long sit down. Probably gonna be running about, oh goodness gracious, good 45 minutes at least, depending on how much you chit chat like me. So. First thing I get, first taste I get is kind of an earth. Butternut. Yeah, butternut. Ooh. See now, let me clean my palate here. Drink of water, excuse me. Kind of reminds me of, you know, when you churn the ground, it's kind of got that ground churn taste, aroma when you take it in, whirl around your mouth. Definitely medium. I wouldn't call it strong. It ain't strong like a, you know, like a deep, dark-fired Kentucky or something like that. You know, that'll give you what, 4 in the old hind end. I like it. It's to me it's smooth, earthy, nutty. Dang, it burns good. I mean, it just really, right out of the can. You know, I thought for a minute I was going to have to let it dry out a little bit, you know, but wowee. Got some spice to it. Pepper right in the back of the throat. Yeah, it tastes it right on my tongue. Thank you guys at Country Squire for sending this out to me, by the way. I appreciate it. I don't get any endorsements for anybody or anything like that. It's just, you know, I just appreciate when people send me stuff, and I thank you for that. And, you know, mighty tasty. One thing I want to talk to you folks about too is, especially folks that live out west, where you've got less humidity than y'all from back east and what have you. I hear a lot about storing tobacco. And myself personally, I went out and bought the humidity packs. Now I buy the 75%, you know, and you can get them online. I forget the name of them, but they're humidity packs. They're brown. You talk to your tobacconist or talk to a fellow smoker, they'll be able to tell you who it is. I forget, but they're kind of brown paper, you know, got a little turquoise writing on them, yada, yada, yada. Wow, I'm impressed. Anyways, back east is fine and dandy. You guys got humidity. You can deal with it accordingly. I don't know how it would work, but out here, humidity runs about 18%. You know, maybe 20 on average. Um, we don't even really have. I mean, our dew points are like 38. You know, it's just not a lot. And I live up here in the White Mountains, Arizona, and it's, you know, it's, as you can see, it's green behind me, but you know, it's desert country, high desert, low desert, and then valley desert. Just depends on where you live in the state. You want to keep your tobacco, like your pipe tobacco. And there's not a lot you can do with, you know, like your aromatics and whatnot. Excuse me. I'm really impressed. Not a lot you can do with your aromatics. They're goopy and what have you. What I'll normally do with aromatics is I'll let them dry a little bit, and I'll put them in like a mason jar, you know, one of them small, you know, just little small mason jars, 4 ounces. You know, that way I can stack them up and I label them and what have you. Put my little blue construction paper on there and mark on my black marker what I want and what they are and what have you. And then date them. That way, you know, if you want to cellar them, you know, not a lot of cellars here in this area, per se. So, you know, just put them in a dark spot, you know, under your desk, you know, or whatever. If you have a humidor, there you go. Tear it up. I like it to let my tobacco dry a little bit before I partake. This I pulled out, got it in the mail, what was it, day before yesterday. I let it, opened the can up, looked at it, you know, pulled the tin, and put the top back on it. For the most part, it's just sat and rested, you know. And as you can see, it lit, it's fired off just fine. Again, West Coast, I don't know what the difference is on the East Coast. Humidity differences, you may have to dry your tobacco out, you know, smoke it. Out here, it's not as difficult. You can put your tobacco out literally in an hour on the wet goopy stuff, and it'll burn. It'll burn pretty good. So moisture packets, they do help. Now, how did I dye this purple and black? I'm a woodworker, so I do wood carvings and whatnot, you know, chainsaw carvings. I do bears and this and that. It's not my job. I'm retired. It's more my hobby. Make stuff out for my grandkids and, you know, pass them along. So I do produce some stuff, you know, some wooden pumpkins and whatnot for people that, you know, they want to buy them and put them out on their porch. They got stuff. Anyways, I like using wood dye, pigmented wood dye. Works real well. You know, I get your five, basic colors, your greens, your blues, the yellow, and red, and then black, and you make your. When I did it with this, what I did was I used it and I mixed it with alcohol, and it takes a few coats, What I did was I actually sanded this with about an 800 grit, and then went to about a 1500 grit, and I did the stem in black, as you can see, and then I did the actual cob itself in purple. Let that sit for a minute, and then came back, and then I used an oil-based lacquer. Lacquered it up real nice. Made sure I, covered the metal part of the stem, and made sure the stem was off. Obviously, plugged the top and the bottom. Kind of did a little looky-loo thing there for the top. Made it look cute, when you're looking down, when you're lighting it and whatnot, because eventually you're going to scorch the top. So there you go. Ran my mouth too long, sorry. I really like this Haunted Bookshop. I believe you will too. It's, as it burns in the bowl, I burned about a fourth out of it. Flavors change some. Now it's getting more peppery. I like that. I like that spice. I like that hit on the back of the tongue. See what I mean about the meerschaum cob pipes? Corn cob pipes, I guess, in general. They don't like to be tight packed. Don't tamper them down hard. Just tap, tap. Just like literally like just rest the tamper on the tobacco. Literally, like just kind of rest it with just a slight, maybe a knee jerk, I guess, something of that nature. This has an excellent flavor profile. I dig it. If you folks have any comments, suggestions, please put them down below. Appreciate it. Also, do me a favor. Subscribe and like. It helps my channel. I want it to grow, and I want to thank you for, again, hanging out with me for a few minutes, just listening to me jaw off about stuff and chit chat. I appreciate your time, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next adventure. Thank you. Enjoy your day.